Hello and welcome to another great night for racing here at the DRL. My name is Dan Delatorre, excited to bring you all the action here for race number 5 of Season 8. Oulton Park for reverse grid. What does that mean? It means we are starting in the opposite order of the standings. We will go through that in just a second, but this is going to be an exciting race, and it's going to be a night race here at Oulton Park, so I cannot wait. Let's get ready to dive right into this action here. But before we start, we got to take a moment to thank all our Patreon subscribers. As always, without them, we could not do what we do here, so thank you so much to each and every one of these people for their support. As we take a look at the schedule, we finished Zandvoort, Laguna Seca. We had our mystery track at Silverstone. We finished up at the Red Bull Ring last week in the rain, and tonight it brings us to Oulton Park, a reverse grid. With the reverse grid, it means a couple things. There is no qualifying tonight. The qualifying order is set, so instead of a 45-minute race, we get an extra 15 minutes of racing, a full hour of racing tonight in Oulton Park. As we take a look at our standings, Liam Curran currently holds first place in the Platinum class. Neil Kerbel is tied with him actually in second place. Cooper Atherton only 3 points behind them in third place, followed by Kyle Hirsch, Nathan Henderson, and then Valerio Grattino. So as I said, this is reverse order. So, for example, Valerio Grattino would have pole position tonight, then Nathan Henderson, Kyle Hirsch, Cooper Atherton, Neil Kerbel, and Liam Curran. As we take a look at the gold class, Daniel Hirsch currently holds first place overall with 37 points, but Gav Cook is right behind him with 36. Gav's teammate Spencer Braun is behind him in third place with 27, followed by Morgan Dino, Professor Kronotis, Nicholas Mari, Sam Bozak, and Josh Rodriguez. The qualifying order for gold will be Josh Rodriguez in pole position for the gold class, then Sam Bozak, Nicholas Mari, Professor Kronotis, Morgan Dino, Spencer Braun, Gavin Cook, and Daniel Hirsch will round out the gold class. In the silver class, Arturas Hermanis currently holds on to first place in the silver class with 45 points, followed by Juan Lopez with 36, 33 points for Tyler Morgan. Iqbal Kurinawan has 7 points in fourth. Bradley Cooper, Albert Gania, and Damian Zawatsky. Again, this is going to be reverse order. So for drivers that are here tonight, it would go Damian Zawatsky in pole, Albert Gania, Bradley Cooper, Iqbal Kurinawan, Tyler Morgan, Juan Lopez, and Arturas Hermanis. And finally, in the bronze class, we have Senior Tarugo, who's leading the charge here with 42 points, followed by Marion Satsar with 33, Alan Leong right behind him in 31, John Millard in fourth, tied with Alan Leong, 31 points. Then we go to Creamy Von Cream, Will Sanchez, and Low Tech Bandit. Again, our qualifying order for the back of the grid in our bronze class. Low Tech Bandit has the pole position tonight for the bronze class, followed by Will Sanchez, Creamy Von Cream, John Millard, Alan Leong, Marion Satsara, and Senor Tarugo. And finally, we will take a look at the Constructors Champions, our top 5 teams in the Constructor title race. Morgan Motorsports, made up of Neil Kerbel and Tyler Morgan, currently is in the lead with 219 points. Hirsch Racing, Daniel and Kyle Hirsch brothers, close behind them with 202. And Braun GP, made up of Gav Cook and Spencer Braun, are at 192 in third place. They are followed closely by the Cyber Croons and Sandbag Syndicates. All right, we have made our way through the opening segment. We have about 5 minutes left in free practice, and we will get over and hop over to that. And we are sitting currently in the pit box with the one and only Cooper Atherton. Chef, welcome tonight. Turk, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you guys hanging out here with me. It is a great night to root for Cooper Atherton, as we always do. Right now, we are going on the grass here with Spencer Braun. He is sitting there in the wall. A tough spot to find yourself. Let's get away. Let's hop on with Liam right now as Liam makes his way around the track. Chef, that car absolutely is divine. A beautiful work of art, if I do say so myself. This is at Oulton Park here, quite a tricky track. It's very technical. It's very easy to make mistakes, especially as we were just kind of watching there. As you go into turn 5, it is very tricky to get a good braking point just because you're carrying so much speed and you got to brake late enough that you're not losing places, because it is a good overtaking opportunity. Also, turn 3 can be a little tricky here, a good spot to run off track. I mean, all of the 17 or 18 turns on this track is an easy place to lose the car, but there are a few tricky ones. As we make our way to the back of the track, in the final sector of the track, I believe it is turn 15. We're going into turn 14. It's a bit of a tricky braking zone, and there's a couple markers on the side that the drivers will use, but those can get taken out throughout the race, and that can definitely throw off the driver's perception of where to brake. So it will be interesting to see how this goes. The dark races are always interesting too, because there's just some visibility that's lost for the drivers. So we will find out here in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds how the drivers feel. We are riding along with Neil Kerbel currently. I want to make sure, if you are in chat, let me know if you notice any issues with the stream here. It might just be me, but I like to get this all worked out before the race starts. Alright, so before this practice session ends, let's kind of take a look. Neil Kerbel is currently in first place. Let me get a better broadcast setup for us here. There we go. Give us our timetables here. So, Neil Kerbel is in first place overall with a 132.4. Close behind him is Liam Curran with a 132.5. And right behind him is a Cooper Atherton with a 133.3. Daniel Hirsch is a full second behind Cooper Atherton with a 134.3. And close behind him is Morgan Dino with a 134.5. Spencer Braun, not to be forgot about, with a 134.8. Kyle Hirsch, a 134.9. We have Arturas Hermanis leading the silver class right now with a 135 flat. Gav Cook is a 135.2. Sam Bozak is a 135.3. Senior Tarugo is leading the bronze class with a 135.3 as well. He has almost an identical time to Sam. Sam's at a 135.365, and Tarugo's at 367. So 0.02 of a second apart there. Tyler Morgan is right behind Tarugo with the 135.8. Behind Tyler Morgan is Marion Sapsara with a 136.1. Marion Sassar is a 136.2, Nicholas Mari was ahead of him with a 136.1. We have Professor Kronotis, who has a 136.3. John Millot with a 136.6. Creamy Von Cream with a 138.4. Juan Lopez and Alan Leung have yet to set times yet, as we have 7 seconds left in the qualifying sessions. We're going to ride along with Neil Kerbel as he clips the wall going into the pit lane. That is A-okay. All right, let's get ready to start this race. Well, I guess we got to wait for Nicholas Mari to finish his lap that he's currently on, and he just go ahead and he finishes it there. So, as always, we have a 5-minute countdown to race start for drivers to set their setups, get everything together the way they want, and let us do a grid walk in our reverse order. Starting off, we have Kyle Hirsch in pole position for the Platinum class, followed by Cooper Atherton in second place. Behind him is Neil Kerbel, and rounding out the Platinum class is Liam Curran. Then we go into our Gold class. Leading the Gold in pole position for Gold, we have Sam Bozak of Team Sandbag Syndicate, followed by Nicholas Mari, Professor Chronotis, Morgan Dino, Spencer Braun, Gavin Cook, and rounding out the Gold class is Daniel Hirsch. Next, we're going to go into the Silver class. Leading the Silver class tonight, we have Tyler Morgan in pole position for Silver, followed by Juan Lopez, and rounding out the Silver class is Arturus Hermanis. And finally, we have the Bronze class. We have the creamiest driver on the track, Creamy Von Cream, followed by John Malott, then Alan Leung, Marion Satsara, and rounding out the grid, we have Senior Tarugo. We are set here for an exciting race up and down the grid. What can we expect? I think we're going to see some exciting battles. This can be a tricky track to overtake on. There are very few opportunities to do it. We will see cars probably throwing it in on the inside of turn 5. We will probably see cars throwing it around on 7 as well. We may see some moves into the back, but there's not a lot of great opportunities for the drivers. The best opportunity for the drivers is going to be to force a mistake. That is going to happen, I think, by the plenty here. A very difficult track to drive, a very technical track. You got to keep it on for an hour. So that, I think, is where the best opportunities are going to be, is to put the pressure on other drivers to not make the mistakes. Very interesting with the reverse grid setup here. How will that come into effect? Where you're going to see some classes where I think it's not going to be too big of a deal, right? The pace between Kyle and Liam is not incredible, right? Especially when you compare that to some of the less experienced bronze class drivers where we saw 3-4 second gaps between their times in the practice session. So how will that come into play for these bronze drivers trying to make their way through? For the silver drivers, Arturus Hermanis, Juan Lopez trying to get ahead of Tyler Morgan. Same with the gold class. It'll be interesting up and down. You know, we see Sam leading out the gold. Sam's really been a product of attendance. As we've seen him out here, we've seen him have some great battles. One of the best battles of the season, him and Cooper Atherton at Silverstone, was exciting. So we know Sam can battle with the best of them. Cooper Atherton is going to find him in a great position, you know, talking about opportunities here. Very close in pace with Neil Kerbel and Liam Curran, so he's going to hopefully be able to hold that. See if he, right off the jump, can get ahead of Kyle and build a little gap between those two drivers as well. For our Cooper bots in chat, this is going to be a great opportunity tonight for Cooper Atherton to make up some points. Very tight in the standings in the Platinum. I believe it was 2 or 3 points that Cooper Atherton is out of first place. So anything is possible halfway through the season. All right, we're down to our final minute here before we do our full outlap. We will ride along with Kyle Hirsch for our outlap as he is our leader. We are going to do our outlap alongside our wonderful helicopter camera that has been sent to us from our wonderful Patreon subscribers. Again, we thank you for your support and providing us our wonderful resources that we have here at DRL. For all of you in the chat, who are we rooting for tonight? What do we have any predictions? Do we have anything exciting going on here? Let me know in chat as we go. And as always, I would love to hear if you have a driver of the day nomination at any point. We are down to our final 15 seconds. The lights are on. The engines are beginning to roar as the drivers get ready to work their way around Oulton Park. What a view of a tree here from the helicopter cam. That's all right, because these drivers are going to be taking off, and we're going to ride along with our platinum pole sitter, Kyle Hirsch, as he makes his way around the track here. All right, and it looks like on my thing it wasn't updating, so while we're going through, let's go through a couple house-taking notes here. RMP Racing, welcome. This is ACC GT3 Racing. This is in night at Oulton Park, and we're doing a reverse grid order. So we are taking the overall standings and we are flipping them. So who's ever in last place in our platinum class will be pole. Same for gold, silver, and bronze. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I hope you enjoy the race. This is going to be an exciting race here tonight. Sam, thank you for the subscription again. We appreciate you subscribing and using your Prime membership for that. 16 months. What a journey it's been together. And Turk as well. Thank you so much for your Prime subscription as well. 3 months and the 3-month streak. You absolutely love to see it, and thank you so much. Yes, Turk was right. Monday night is the iRacing Leagues. RPM Racing, RMP Racing, excuse me, Discord, thank you, Turk, for handling business here. Turk also saying that Tyler Morgan with the controller drive. Yes, Tyler Morgan, I believe, is still on controller tonight after he had some medical issues that prevent him from driving. He is not giving up on his dream to become a 2-time DRL champion, as we see Cooper Atherton and Kyle Hirsch getting a little feisty with each other out there. That is A-okay, though. We love to see it. All right, we are into the back final couple turns here. Will Kyle be able to hold off Cooper Atherton on turn 1, or is Cooper Atherton going to get the run? We will find out momentarily. We have seen a lot of times this season the car in second place on qualifying or to start get a great jump off the line, and Cooper Atherton is looking to continue that. It will be huge for Cooper if he can get ahead of Kyle Hirsch for this first lap, through this first turn, and build a little gap to Neil and Liam. All right, we will be starting momentarily. Hold your breath, or don't, because in just a moment we are green, and what will happen as we work our way towards the first turn? Coop is getting a good run, but it's going to be enough. No, they're going to bump. They're going to make contact going into turn 1. We're going to see contact down the grid a little bit as we got some door banging here through turn 1 in Oulton Park, but ultimately Kyle Hirsch is going to be able to hold on to that position as well. Neil Kerbel is in third place. Sam Bozak. Liam has fallen down the grid, so Liam has made some contact with someone going through that turn, and he has fallen down the grid. We got some trees here. Let's move into a different camera, maybe follow along a little bit better as we see, will Coop be able to make any moves coming up here, or is he just stuck along for the ride? It looks like he is stuck along for the ride up and down the grid. We see a few cars dropping down. Who do we see going down here? We see Arturus Romanus, Professor Chronotis. There is chaos in the back with car 43. Liam Curran. Oh my gosh, let's take a look back. Let's see this replay here of what happened. Wow. Just running into the back. Ooh, what a pileup for these cars. So many drivers involved. It looks like there's 4 cars who are just absolutely spun out here. You hate to see it all in all. But for the Yeah, Liam is going to be down. This is going to be a lot to make up. We're going to see Kyle Hirsch and Neil Kerbel going side by side. Kerbel was able to get ahead of Cooper Atherton, and he's able to get ahead of Kyle Hirsch here. So Neil Kerbel has made his way past Cooper Atherton. Unfortunately for the Cooper bots, he has made his way ahead of Kyle Hirsch, and he is leading our Platinum class right now as Cooper Atherton looks to do anything he can to get past Kyle Hirsch and start to attack on Neil Kerbel. Let's hop off with Sam Bozak. Sam is still currently holding in first place in the gold class. He's had a few of those gold drivers. I know I saw Gav Cook, who was kind of caught up in that chaos. Professor Kronotis was caught up in that chaos as well in there. So this is going to fare well for Sam Bozak, who is still holding off Spencer Braun by about a second right now. Behind him, 7/10 is Morgan Dino, and Daniel Hirsch is 3/10, 5/10, a little bit behind Morgan Dino as well. Tyler Morgan is still leading the silver class, and he finds himself in a great position. Arturas Hermanis was caught up in that chaos, and I believe Juan Lopez was one of the drivers who was taken out as well in that. So that is great for Tyler Morgan, not so great for Juan Lopez or Arturas Hermanis. Behind Tyler Morgan, leading the bronze class, we have Marian Satsara, who finds himself in first place right now. He has a nice gap to Alan Leung, 2.5 seconds to Alan Leung. So Marian Satsara finds himself in a great opportunity if he can capitalize on this momentum to capture his second win here this season and second win at DRL. John Malott is a few places back in the bronze category, and it looks like Senor Tarugo either lost a lot of time or got caught up in some of the chaos because he's still way down the grid, as well as Creamy Von Cream. We see Gav Cook is currently holding up the rear in last place, who he was, unfortunately for him, taken out. We're going to see Cooper Atherton has made his way to second place. Kyle Hirsch, what happened to you? Kyle Hirsch fell way down the places here. He must have gone off track or made a mistake somewhere. And as I say that, we're going to see Sam Bozak, who's going to go off the track here. Sam Bozak's going to find himself in the pits. Oh no, what happened to Sam? It looks like he's just pulled off. We did not go back far enough for a replay with Sam. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to catch what happened to Sam there. But Sam, oh, you hate to see it, is out for the count again. Cooper Atherton, let's hop on with him right now. He is about a second. No, let's hop on with Daniel Hirsch as he's going to go almost side by side here into the chicane. He's going to think better of that. We're looking at a battle between Morgan Dino, Spencer Braun, and Daniel Hirsch. 3 places in the gold class for first place overall. What will happen here? We will find out. But yeah, as we look at some of the gaps here, Liam is closing a gap on Kyle Hirsch as well, who fell down the grid, trying to make something happen. We're going to see John Malott got past Marian Satsara. So it looks like Satsara made a mistake somewhere, unfortunately for him, because he is flying down the grid right now. We are seeing mistakes up and down. As I said, Oulton Park is a difficult track, and we're here at night, which makes it double duty, unfortunately. This is kind of settling in. Alan Leung, he is right behind Nicholas Marius. He's going to look to make an overtake on a gold class driver. Will he look to make the move here? No, he won't. He's going to think better of it. He's going to just kind of play it safe. Let's see. I was trying to see the best battles that we could be watching here. We're back on with Daniel Hirsch of the Hirsch brothers. Back on his attack charge to see what he can do. Gav Cook is making a recovery drive as well. He is behind Gav Cook is behind Creamy Von Cream as he looks to make a move as he continues his recovery drive. He has got past Juan Lopez as he's making his way back up the grid. Will he make a move up here on Creamy Von Cream? He's going to have an opportunity if he can get a good run. He's not going to have enough to make that move here, so he's going to be stuck behind him a little bit longer as he gets right behind that rear bumper, trying to force a mistake from him. But he's just not going to have that yet. We're back on with Daniel Hirsch as he looks to do something here to get past Spencer Braun, which we know how difficult Spencer is to overtake. He's got a good run here. Almost runs into the back of Spencer. But yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Daniel to find an opportunity to get past Spencer. I think he's going to have to force a mistake from Spencer. I think it's that only real opportunity with how stout of a defense that Spencer's able to put up. Let's see, what else do we got? We're going to go along with Kyle Hirsch. Right behind Kyle Hirsch is Liam Curran, and they are on the tail of John Malloy as they work to get by. We're going to see Liam look to put his car on the side. He's going to touch the grass a little bit. A risky spot as Kyle's going to move to the outside. See if he can make a move, stick along there. Oh, he's going to door bang with Malott. Unfortunate, that's going to send Malott as a missile on the track, and they're going to smash into each other. Oh, jeez. Unfortunate there, a little door banging, but Malott, just a missile across that grass, just destroys Kyle Hirsch. Unfortunate to see. The stewards are going to have to take a look at that and figure out what exactly happened there. Let's hop on with Cooper Atherton for a moment as he continues to attack Neil Kerbel. Over the last 4.5 laps or so, Neil has not been able to run away with it. So far in most of these races, we've seen one Platinum driver who has clear, better pace than the others, who's able to build up that gap. We are not seeing it here. Coop is able to stay right alongside with Kerbel, and we're going to see some pit strategies come into play, I think, for these guys, which ultimately could make a difference here. But man, the chaos that we've seen at Oulton Park, and we're not even 10 minutes into this race. The pit windows haven't even opened yet for these drivers to take a pit stop. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be 5 minutes to the start of the race, so something should be up here. Maybe we're going 15 minutes off the start and then 5 minutes after the end, given the different race time. There might be something up with the server. But yeah, the pit windows aren't even open yet. We see two drivers who are in the pits to have retired. We have seen chaos up and down the track. Liam Curran is chasing down Arturas Romanis right now as he's looking to continue to make up places. Cooper Atherton has fallen 1.4 seconds behind. So he's just letting, I think, a little gap form between him and Neil unless something has actually happened. No, nothing has happened. So let's ride along with Liam, see if we can get an overtake move by Liam. But man, this has been a crazy race so far already. And Liam looks to have the inside here. Arturas Romanis is not going to really fight it too much. He doesn't want to lose any time as he chases down Tyler Morgan. Tyler Morgan finds himself in 6th place overall on a controller. How about that? What race pace he's got out there tonight. Mr. Consistent. In front of him, we're still watching Daniel Hirsch as he is trying to chase down Spencer Braun. But let's actually hop over here and ride along with Tarugo. Tarugo is looking to recover as many places as he can. He is currently in 3rd overall with the bronze class from all the chaos that has happened. He is chasing down Marion Safsar and is about 1 second behind him as he looks to continue to close that gap. Right along with Juan Lopez. Juan Lopez is looking to make a move on Gavin Cook, who is continuing to close up places. Kyle Hirsch is in the pits as well. I'm not sure if Kyle's going to call this a night, but we're going to find out what he does momentarily if he comes out, and if he doesn't, then that is his night. All right, Tarugo is right there. He is 3/10 right off the back of Satsara. So will he be able to make a move coming up here? We are going to open ourselves into an opportunity where we've seen a few cars do it going into that hairpin. Will he look to make that move there? Will he be able to make it somewhere else? Let's see. Oh, we're riding along with Tyler Morgan. Silly me. There's Tarugo. As he's coming into the hairpin, he is not going to make that move. Now we're back over with Daniel Hirsch. Daniel Hirsch is he's going to find himself on the grass, which is not where you want to find yourself on this track. That's going to give a little bit of breathing room for Spencer Braun. With this battle between Spencer and Daniel, that has allowed Morgan to get up by a lot. Morgan is up by, we'll have to wait until they cross the line, but it looks like he's up by 2.5, 3 seconds right now. So that is a great gap that Morgan's able to build up there. Cooper Atherton is a 2.5, so we're not seeing too much from him as everyone's kind of settling into these races a little bit. Kyle has come out of the pits, so Kyle is back on track after some repairs are being done. We're at the 48 minutes left in this race, so we got a long time to go here for these drivers, and anything can happen. We have seen absolute chaos, and we're not even 15 minutes into this race yet, and anything's going to be able to happen over the course of the next 48 minutes. So I think it's great to see these drivers getting back on track and pushing it to see what they can make of their race. We've seen Liam have some chaos in the beginning. He is up to a net 8th place right now. It's riding along with Tarugo. Tarugo is half a second behind Sathsara, and Sathsara is half a second behind Hermanis. Hermanis is 3.3 seconds behind Alan Leung, who's currently leading in first place in the bronze class. Sathsara's thinking about it. He is right up there thinking about it. Will he try to throw it in the inside on Hermanis? I wonder if Hermanis is driving with a little bit of damage right now. We're not seeing the pace from him that we normally see. As Sathsara's going to move his car down on the inside, we're going to see someone off the track here. That is Liam Curran, who's gone off the track. Oh no, Liam! You hate to see it for Liam as he's going to work his way back on. Let's see if we can get on a replay and see maybe what happens. We're going 30 seconds back in time traveling to see what could have happened to Liam. Did he just clip the grass a little too much and spin? That is absolutely what happened. The grass is a deadly thing here. We are on the replay still, but this is going to take us back into the future in just a second to ride along with Sathsara as he is continuing to battle with Hermanis and Tarugo as well. We see in the replay here how he thought about throwing it on the inside there, but thought better of it, which was a wise idea. Now he looks to throw it in the inside as Hermanis pulling into the pit. So Hermanis must have had some type of damage, and this is going to open up. We have a battle between Tarugo and Sathsara here now. 4/10 behind him as Tarugo looks to make something happen here. As we take a look up and down the grid, Daniel Hirsch is still half a second behind Spencer Braun. It does not look like he's going to have great opportunities here. Outside of that, our next closest battle is Creamy Von Cream, who is 8/10 behind Gavin Cook. So we're going to continue to ride along with Tarugo, who's going to get past Sathsara here. Sathsara pulls over on the inside. Tarugo takes it on the outside, and Tarugo's got a better run. Sathsara gives a fair amount of space there for a great fight between these batters, and Tarugo's going to continue his charge. He is about a second behind Leung now. So Tarugo has one more driver to complete his last to first in the bronze class. 7:10. So Alan Leung must have had something happen to him because he's just losing pace like crazy right now. He found himself in a great position. Did he pick up some type of damage somewhere? Because we're watching Tarugo charging on him. He is at half a second now to Alan Leung. He still has Sathsara half a second behind him as well. Sam, welcome to the chat. It's so unfortunate. The grass has got a lot of drivers tonight. A very, very difficult track. We hate to see it happen. Liam is in the pits as well. I don't know if Liam's calling it here or if he's taking damage. The pit window is open now. So it looks like the 15 minutes for the pit window with, I don't know, some quick, well, 15 minutes to start. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the pit window here. But we have some drivers who are still finding themselves. Malat is in the pit, still riding along with Tarugo here as we get our thoughts back. Has been chaos up and down the grid tonight. It is going to be a busy week, I think, for the stewards, and I think, unfortunately, for some drivers like Sam, it was you run a little bit on the grass, and the grass is just so deadly on this track. Tarugo's thinking about throwing in down in the inside there. This is where we just saw him on last lap overtake on Sathsara. He's not going to be close enough for Leung to do it. He is going to position himself on the inside, get into Leung's mirrors and make him think a little bit, make that car as big as possible as he looks to force a mistake from Leung. No real close battles. Cooper Atherton's now 4 seconds behind Neil Kerbel, so he is falling back there. Daniel Hirsch is 7/10 behind Spencer Braun, and then we have this battle here, which is our closest battle. Turk in the front there is Alan Leung right now. I'm not sure if he's had something happen to him or if he has just lost a little bit of pace. This has been a very difficult track for the drivers tonight. We're seeing a lot of great drivers who are just clipping the grass, little mistakes here and there. We've seen some absolute chaos as well from some contact. We saw big contact in lap 1. We saw just an absolute missile of two cars door banging and going off into the grass and smashing into each other. So you hate to see it for the drivers. It's exciting out here watching the action though. All right, South Star is pulling into the pits. I am very curious, are drivers going to choose to take tires here? Now we've had an extra 15 minutes to the race, and as Sam said, the pit window wasn't adjusted for it, so that's all right. Even playing field for all the drivers here. But will the extra 15 minutes be enough time for drivers to say, I'm going to take some tires? How much will this track eat up their tires at 20 degrees Celsius? I'm not so sure about that. Tarugo's going to throw it around the side of Alan Leung. It looks like he made Alan think a little bit as he pulled almost on the grass and lost his car. But that is an overtake for Tarugo, who's got to be pumped up about that. That is first place now for Tarugo in the bronze class. 8th place overall. What a race for Tarugo tonight, as he has just expertly carved his way through this bronze class and has successfully completed a last to first right now if he can hold on to this. He is the only driver as of now who has been able to successfully do a last to first. Liam is down in 16th overall. We've seen him get caught up in some chaos in lap 1. We saw him hit the grass and spin as well later into the track, so he's working on his recovery. It's been a tough race for Arturus Hermanis tonight. I'm not sure if he picked up damage initially and had to pit, but it seemed like his pace is not where he would expect it to be. And as we take a look at the gold class, we see Daniel Hirsch, who is still right on the back of Spencer Braun. This is our closest battle here, so let's follow along with this as Daniel tries to make his way past Spencer Braun. This is 11 laps we've been racing so far. It's been 11 laps of Daniel trying to get past Spencer with no luck. So I think as long as Spencer doesn't make a mistake, he's going to continue to have just enough pace to hold off Daniel, unless Daniel does something too crazy. But Morgan Dino is still 2.2 seconds ahead of Spencer. So once Daniel gets past him, then he's got to go ahead and get past Morgan as well. So he's still got 2 drivers to get past if he wants to successfully get a last to first completed. And with Tarugo getting ahead, Tarugo is almost 2 seconds now ahead of Alan Leung. So Tarugo is really running away with this and has that great pace. Again, Daniel Hirsch is trying to make himself wide, trying to get into the mirrors of Spencer. Anything he can do to maybe throw off his distraction just a little bit. We are 1/10 behind him. This, I think, is the closest that Daniel's been. Daniel's going to throw it on the inside, and Daniel, is he going to get past? Yes, he is! He's going to give Spencer just enough room to not make it an unfair overtake, but Daniel Hirsch has got past Spencer Braun. It only took 12 laps, but he has got through. Morgan Dino, watch out, because Team Hirsch Racing is coming for you right now. South Star has picked up a drive-through penalty for his pit stop. That is unfortunate for him, and that is going to derail the great progress he has made in his race as he looks to chase down Creamy Von Cream for 3rd overall. He's probably going to want to serve that quickly as opposed to later. All right, and now let's see what happens with Daniel and Spencer. Is Daniel going to have much better pace like Tarugo had and start to run away from Spencer, or is Spencer going to be able to stick in there? We see Morgan just in front of him. Morgan's going to want to get that pedal to the metal because Daniel Hirsch has that down to 1.8. So he is close by about 4/10 as it looks like there's something sitting on the track there. Probably won't really affect the drivers, but some piece of paper as Spencer is now a full second behind and Daniel Hirsch is 1.5 seconds to Morgan Dino. So he is quickly closing the gap to Morgan Dino. Arturus Hermanis, let's hop over with him currently as he's chasing down our creamiest driver on the track, Creamy Von Cream. Will Arturus Hermanis, after taking a pit stop, maybe he made some adjustments? Can he find something somewhere to start to improve on his race? He still needs to chase down Juan Lopez and Tyler Morgan. Tyler Morgan is having an incredible incredible race tonight. 14.5 seconds ahead of Tarugo, and he is about 20 seconds behind. No, wait, my time settings are just updating. Tarugo is 3.5 seconds behind him, so Tarugo is going to get to Tyler Morgan very quickly. As we see Arturas Hermanis, he's going to look to make a move here. This has been the spot on the track that drivers are doing it. Creamy Von Cream is not going to fight this too hard. He's going to just let it happen. And along with that, we have Leon Curran, who is behind there, who's looking to make a move and get past Creamy Von Cream as well. But he's not going to be able to do that. Let's take a look up here. Morgan Dino, he has caught up with some of these back markers. He is right behind Cooper Atherton. That was Cooper Atherton is behind Creamy Von Cream. Creamy Von Cream needs to get out of the way for these blue flag markers. This is his opportunity to in a nice long straight. He's going to let them through here. Daniel Hirsch has closed the gap to under a second, but Daniel Hirsch did not get through on the straight. Creamy Von Cream does not have to let him through on the turns. His next opportunity is going to be on this next straight here. Creamy, I hope he gets out of the way to let these battles occur, or he is going to find himself in the steward's room getting a talking to. Man, this is incredible. So Cooper Atherton is now 30 seconds behind Neil Kerbel. Something must have happened on his last lap, because he last lap time was a 1:41, which is 8 seconds behind, slower than his best lap. So something happened there to him. As we're seeing Daniel Hirsch get by, as well as Spencer Braun get by. Big issue here. This has allowed Spencer to get right back in the battle. Daniel Hirsch fell 2 seconds now behind Morgan Dino. Talk about devastating there, getting stuck behind the blue flag marker. That's how big of an issue it can cause. But yeah, 2 seconds now that Daniel Hirsch has to go back and make up again. 37 minutes left in this race. A lot of time still left as we ride along with Morgan Dino, who looks to push the pace as he tries to close the gap on Cooper Atherton. They're coming up on the next blue flag driver, which is going to be Arturas Hermanis. I expect Arturas to get out of the way relatively quickly for these drivers so their battle can commence. Daniel Hirsch has got that down to 1.2 seconds, so over just a half a lap, he has closed that down by nearly a second. So he has some great pace out here as we see the drivers working their way through. Hermanis is up there. What is going to happen with him and Cooper Atherton? We're going to have a couple good opportunities coming up here. We're going to have a straight coming up, and then we're going to have a couple more straights after a few turns. So we have straights, and we have turns, and we have turns, and we have straights here at the DRL. And at some point, Cooper Atherton is going to sneak through Arturas Hermanis. Hermanis is going to try to do this in a way that he is not going to lose too much time here. And I think coming down these next couple straights, Hermanis is going to let him go through here. He's also going to let Morgan Dino go through here. And I'm not sure, will he let Kyle Hirsch through as well? Daniel Hirsch. He did not. He did not let Daniel Hirsch through. Daniel did not make it through. So again, another opportunity for Morgan to build up a little bit of a gap here. That gap is back up to 2 seconds again. Arturas Hermanis is going to pull right off to let both Daniel and Spencer through without issue. Spencer's back a little bit, so Spencer did not get through actually. So that's unfortunate for Spencer, but this is great for Daniel Hirsch, who again can start to go chase down Morgan Dino. That got up to 2.2 seconds. He's now closing that down to 1.9, 1.8, 1.7. So Daniel, it looks like, has a little bit better pace than Morgan here. So this is going to be tough for Morgan to hold him off for 35 minutes. But that is what the sandbaggers do out here. They do what they can. And as we saw, it is not easy to overtake here on this track. So Morgan is going to have to get his elbows out and defend once Daniel closes that. Let's see, up and down the track. It looks like John Malott has come out of the pits and he is back on the track. So you love to see it. A lot of damage that he had there, but he is out and he is pushing through. John, we love you for that. Keep on fighting, see what you can close up. We also have Kyle Hirsch down in the back of the grid. Unfortunate set of circumstances for Kyle Hirsch, but that is how racing goes. Marian Satsara, he's looking to continue to make up his drive. He is about 22 seconds behind Creamy Von Cream for third place overall. In case you missed it, Satsara did have a drive-through penalty for his pit stop, so that caused him to fall back here. As we see, Liam is going to make his way past Creamy Von Cream. He's not going to fight that from Liam as well. Oh, Daniel Hirsch has already closed that gap to 0.3 to Morgan Dino. So I said he had better pace, and he is proven me correct. This is going to be his opportunity to once again go from last to first. We would have two drivers who've been able to complete this when he gets through. We have a yellow flag of car 555. Alan Leung has had something happen to him. Unfortunate for Alan Leung. He's going to have probably clipped the grass and spun out. It's the thing that happens going into that turn. You run just a little bit wide. You hate to see for Alan Leung, but that has put Creamy Von Cream in second place overall. Satsara is 8 seconds behind Alan Leung, so he is right there to try to close that gap on Alan Leung for third place overall. So we now have a battle for second, third, and fourth overall in the bronze class. We'll need to keep an eye on that as we see Morgan Dino go right into the track. Woo, we are off-roading, we are drifting, and somehow Morgan's going to hold on to that. Will Daniel throw it down on the inside here? He's thinking about it. He makes that move, but he's not going to have enough speed to get that move completed. I can't believe that Morgan held on to that. Oh my goodness. That is definitely a code brown inside that vehicle. We're going to need an extra couple seconds in the pit lanes to make a change. But Morgan has held on to that as Daniel continues to try to close that gap. Daniel thought about that. Oh, he thought about that. But honestly, it was probably for the best because they would have ended up taking each other out. And there's a lot of great opportunities, especially one right here. Will we see Daniel throw it in on the inside here? Will we see him try to come around on the outside? In the hairpin here, he is not. He is going to think better of this move, and he's going to stick behind him. There is a long time in this race right now. Force a mistake is what I say. We saw him do it with Spencer time after time. Car 44, Arturus Hermanus, he looks like he is off the track as he is tumbling down the order. Same situation. Let's pop back 30 seconds and watch what happens. If it is what I expected, not to put you on the spot, Hermanis, but we just run up and clip the grass, and it's coming into a braking zone as we do this. He's going to just clip the curb on the inside and carry a little too much speed. You just can't brake when that happens. Thankfully, he's able to save the car from a lot of damage with a nice little move there. We're going to hop back over. We're not live yet. Daniel Hirsch is half a second still behind Morgan Dino at the time. Spencer Braun is closing that gap behind him as well. So I think Morgan's going to want Spencer to start putting some pressure on Daniel, make him think a little bit. Daniel's just going to keep waiting for that opportunity. You don't want to get too aggressive. There's too much time left in the race for an overly aggressive move. You have plenty of time just to sit back there and let a mistake happen. Cooper Atherton, for all my Cooper bots, he finds himself in a great second place overall, but he finds himself about 40 seconds behind the leader, Neil Kerbel, who is absolutely running away with this. So a great race going on here for Neil Kerbel. And we see Daniel Hirsch as he's going to keep closing that gap. He's going to get wide into the mirrors, as we said, over and over again. This is just kind of going on here. We're going to wait till this hairpin, make sure nothing crazy happens to this hairpin. It does not also status quo. We are going to hop on with Juan Lopez here. Juan Lopez is half a second away from Tyler Morgan as he's looking to take over first place overall in the silver class. You know that Tyler wants to be able to hold on to this as much as he can, but Juan needs this. He's so close to Hermanis in the standings in second place overall. I want to say he's only 5 points behind him, so this would be big for him. Tyler's going to run really wide there, and he's just going to concede that position over to Juan Lopez. He's going to say, I don't got the fight in me, whether it's not comfortable with the controller, whether or not there's just loss of pace somewhere. Unfortunate for Tyler Morgan, who's had a great race, but Juan Lopez is going to find himself once again leading the silver class. Chef, he's going to drive true, and that's what I'm here for. Absolutely, there's still hope for Cooper Atherton. 30 minutes. We are just hitting the halfway point of the race here. This is a little bit of a longer race, so we are just at that halfway point. Anything can happen. We've seen all sorts of platinum and gold drivers just clipping the grass, clipping the curb a little bit, and like that, you're spinning out on a roller coaster ride somewhere you don't want to be. There is tons of possibilities, and until the drivers take the checkered flag, this race in Oulton Park is not over. It's one of the reasons why I love it, is the chaos that it brings. There are also a lot of blind corners here, and if drivers go off, they need to be extra cautious. You'd hate to see it, but there always is an opportunity for something crazy to happen in that regard. Daniel Hirsch is thinking about it. He kind of positions his car on the inside, and he's going to clip Morgan. No! Daniel's clipped Morgan. That's going to open up for Spencer on the inside. Daniel's going to run wide onto the grass. Oh, you hate to see it. He just clipped the back of Morgan. Let's see if we can go back and watch that here. As he's coming up, right along the inside, he's going to try to position that car on the inside. He's either hoping that Morgan gives him a little room, or he just gives into his head a little bit as Morgan goes a little wide, and he just takes too much speed and runs right into the back of Morgan. Yeah, unfortunately, just runs a little wide, and that gives Spencer Braun first place overall. You hate to see it happen like that. Morgan, I am so sorry to you. Daniel, I'm sorry. This was a great battle, and you hate to see it fall that way. As Morgan Dino is going to find himself in the pits, it looks like he is teleported into the pits, and that is going to be just devastating for Morgan's race. Trevor Cat, thank you so much for the follow. How's your night going? Are you rooting for anyone here? Is it first time here? Tell me whatever you want to tell me, and don't talk if you don't want to talk. We are following along here, back on with Daniel Hirsch as he is trying to chase down Spencer Braun once again. He went through 13 laps of chasing down Spencer Braun. He hoped for something different, and unfortunately he's back here. We're actually going to hop over with Hermanis. Hermanis is trying to close the gap on Alan Leung as he looks to do a recovery drive. We saw Hermione spin out in the grass right up here just a lap or two ago. Alan Leung, we saw him spin out over in the exact same spot as well, so tricky conditions as he continues to chase him down. Hermione is about 9/10 behind. We're going to follow along with this battle just a little bit because besides the Daniel Hirsch battle, which we've kind of been following all night here, nothing else too crazy is happening. We see John Malott has got a stop and go 30, possibly for speeding in the pits. It could also be for track limit violations. Usually get a drive-through for speeding in the pits unless it's really bad, so that could be for track limit violations. As we see, Hermione's looking for any opportunity he can to get back there, and he actually almost ran into the back of Alan Leung as well, as he's going to take a little trip on the grass. That's going to cost him some time. You do not want to find yourself on the grass, and really you don't want to find yourself on the curbs here. We've seen devastation happen in both ways. Let's pop back over to here. We missed it, but Daniel did get past Spencer Braun. Let's drop back 30 seconds and see if we can catch that move happen. No, we can't. Sorry about that. We will just go back in time, and we will live in the past for a little bit. We'll hop back over to Hermione's, back to when he dipped a toe on the grass, and we will catch up with them in a second. I'll keep an eye on the timetables. If there's any drivers, again, you guys want featured, let me know and I will get them on the stream featured. Trevor, it's your first time here, dude. Just seeing how it's going. Trevor, it is going great here. Thank you so much for popping in and hanging out with us. We have had an absolute chaotic race here tonight in Oulton Park. We are in at night, as you can clearly see. We also did a reverse grid race. So in each class, we started with our platinum class. Last place was pole position, worked our way down to first, and we did that in platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. So it has been chaos here, to say the least. Cooper Atherton, one of our fan favorites, is closing that gap. Chef, you were absolutely right to believe he has cut that time down from 40 seconds to 17 seconds. So Cooper Atherton is finding some pace, although Neil Pitt, so that's probably where that time loss went. So, haha, JK, bud. We are still seeing Arturas Hermanis as he's looking to throw it down in the inside again, as we just saw with Daniel and Morgan. It is a risky spot to try to throw it on the inside. You got to make sure that there's room. Morgan, sorry, dude. We caught that on stream. So unfortunate. It was a great battle between you and Daniel, and you hate to see it, but that's what we got the stewards for. Alright, so we're riding along here with Hermione still as he's trying to make that move. He's trying to find something anywhere that he can right on the rear of Hermione's. He is sniffing that tailpipe. He's going to put it in on the inside here. He's going to look for room, but no, he's not going to have it. Oh, as we're going to see Leon glitch a little bit there. Little teleportation magic. And Arturus is going to put it on the inside. He should have enough to get past Leung. He's got a Hirsch brother right behind him. They're going to be wheel to wheel as they make their way down here. He is not going to be able to hold it, but Kyle's right there. Arturus is going to squeeze Kyle like a mother squeezing their newborn child for protection. And Kyle's going to have to back out of that, or that is going to be something not good happening there. We see cars up and down the grid. Who is that behind Kyle? I do not know, but we have a four-way battle here. 1, 2, 3. Well, the fourth car backed up as Hermione's made it through. It looks like he did clip Alan Leung in the same corner. This is the spot where we are seeing the chaos. Let's quickly go back 15 seconds and see that again. Let's try to watch that from Alan Leung's point of view. Oh, we just missed it, unfortunately. Bad camera work. Who's ever working that camera should be fired. Thank you, Bert, for the on-screen celebration. All right, so we still have a battle here. Kyle Hirsch chasing down Arturus Hermanis. This is our closest battle. Why we ride along with this? Let's just work our way up and down the grid to see what is going on with our incredible drivers here at DRL. We have Neil Kerbel, who is still holding on to first place. He has taken his pit stop as well. So he has completed his mandatory pit for the race and has a 20-second gap to second place driver and fan favorite Cooper Atherton. In third place and first overall currently in the gold class is Daniel Hirsch. We're going to have to put an asterisk on Daniel Hirsch's tonight because I think he is going to get called into the steward's room. Dun, dun, dun. And we will see what happens with that because behind him is Spencer Braun. Then there's Gavin Cook. Nicholas Mari, who has taken his pit stop as well. So he may find himself not in the... well, there's a pretty big gap behind Gav Cook. So... behind Nicholas Mari, we have Tyler Morgan. Tyler Morgan has taken his pit stop as well. Behind Tyler Morgan is also in first place here for the silver class again. So how about that for Tyler Morgan finding himself in first place as we had something happen with Juan Lopez. We'll get down to him. But behind Tyler Morgan, we have Tarugo, who is our first driver who we know has completed a last to first so far if he can hold it in his class. Liam Curran is continuing on his great recovery time. Professor Chronotis is closing the gap on Liam Curran as well. Let's kind of ride along with him for just a minute to see if Professor Chronotis can continue to close that gap. Behind him in the timetables, we have Juan Lopez. And then we have Arturus Hermanis behind him in a battle for the silver in 11th and 12th overall and 2nd and 3rd for silver. We have Kyle Hirsch, who's working off his recovery drive, who we saw get caught up in some absolute chaos. He's going to, continue that drive. He's about half a second behind Hermanis as he looks to close that. Behind Kyle Hirsch, about 15 seconds back, is Alan Leung. We see Alan Leung get caught up in some chaos as well. Unclear to us if there was contact or if we just dipped a toe into the dreaded grass. Behind Alan Leung in third place for the bronze class currently is Creamy Von Cream. Behind Creamy Von Cream is Marion Sathsara. Marion Sathsara has quite a gap to Creamy Von Cream, so he's going to need to look to make that up if he wants to get that final place on the podium. Then we have in 7th place, as it stands currently, Morgan Dino. He will fall off as we see him in our Twitch chat, celebrating on the screen and getting an early night. Very unfortunate set of circumstance between him and Daniel Hirsch in what was a thrilling battle tonight that we got to follow along with. And rounding out the grid, we have John Millant, who was also caught up in some unfortunate contact earlier in this race that has sent him back. But big props to John for continuing and finishing out on the race. Cooper Atherton is in the pits. I panicked for a second as I saw him dropping down the timetables. We won't really sit along here with him. Professor Chronotis, gap has formed now, between him and Liam. Not a big surprise here, but unfortunate for Cooper Atherton because Liam has taken his pit, and this is Cooper's first pit stop, his mandatory pit stop, so that is going to drop Cooper down into third place overall, and Liam is back up to second place. A huge gap to Neil in first. Neil's got to have something crazy happen to him, but nonetheless, it is still possible. everyone else is kind of just settled into their race here. Nothing really too close is happening at the moment. So let's ride along with... Who do we want to ride along with? Who have we not really rode along with too much? Let's ride along for a tiny bit here with Nicholas Mari. Nicholas Mari is a new driver here at DRL. We are excited to have him on the grid. Overall, he is currently in 4th place in the gold class. So I think he would find himself, all in all, happy to be here as he continues to chase down Gavin Cook he's about 10 seconds behind Gavin Cook, Gavin Cook has not taken a pit stop yet. So Nicholas Mari with a good race here, a good final 18.5 minutes, can find himself on the last podium spot here. Tough for Gav Cook. We saw Gav Cook get caught up in the lap 1 chaos of what felt like an 8-car pileup. Be interesting to see how the stewards rule on all that chaos as well. It feels like more than any race we've had this season, this one we're going to see some place changes after the stewards get their grubby little paws on our drivers. Gav Cook, Cooper Atherton is out of the pit lanes and it didn't register a pit stop for him. What happened for Cooper Atherton here? His race is just falling apart. It is unraveling. It is not what we want to see from Cooper Atherton here. Very unfortunate. He is going to have to pull into the pits again. I'm assuming the only reason it wouldn't count is because he did not take fuel. So he must have taken tires, repaired for damage, but did not take fuel. He's going to have to find himself in there in the next 4 minutes and 45 seconds, as will Gavin Cook, who will need to take his pit stop as well. The times are off on the pit windows here. Usually the drivers have until the final 5 minutes to make that pit stop before it closes. It is closing in the next 4.5 minutes here. So Cooper Atherton, we're going to see him pull back into the pits to do it again. As is somewhat expected, we're seeing Tarugo as he is chasing down Tyler Morgan here. We'll follow along with this battle here and see if Tarugo can successfully get past Tyler Morgan, and how much does Tyler choose to fight with it. He has a huge gap right now to Juan Lopez, who's in 2nd place in silver. You would hate to see anything happen. Oops, commentator's curse. I did not say anything, but let's see what is going to happen here as Tarugo continues to chase down Tyler Morgan. But yeah, as I was saying, we have about 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the pit window here. So hopefully hopefully Gav is aware he's going to have to get into the pits in the next couple minutes. Tyler's doing a good job of maintaining this gap, close to about a second. Let's see, looking up and down the grid, nothing really going on here. 55 seconds for Daniel Hirsch, Neil Kerbel. So Neil Kerbel has found some insane pace from somewhere in the race. We see that's Morgan, who is off the track, which we already knew about. 55 seconds. Behind Daniel Hirsch, Spencer Braun is about 15.5 seconds. So this is big for Daniel to build up as much of a gap as he can to Spencer, because if a penalty does end up coming his way, you could be seeing anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds depending on what the stewards feel like time lost is. So to keep that gap to Spencer Braun is important, because he wants to make sure if he is hit with a 10 or 15 second penalty, he has built up that time gap. Gavin Cook is 22 seconds behind Spencer Braun. He has 2 minutes now to get into the pit lanes and make a pit. Take a look at where he is on the track. He is going to need... Oh, his Gav's going to spin a little bit. He's going to lose traction, but that is going to open it up for Nicholas Mari. Nicholas Mari is going to be charging forward as he's going to look to get past Gav Cook. Not a good place to charge, going through those turns there. Unfortunate for Gavin Cook. Gav needs to get into the pits this lap. He'll be pushing it to get in with a minute 45. Gav's last lap is a minute 35, so he's not building himself a big time window to get into the pit lanes with where he's at on track. In fact, he has to go into the pit lanes this lap, and he needs to start busting his butt to get into the pit lanes. There he goes. He is into the pit. He is going to get his stop done. It looks like that is going to be a successful stop, but that is going to unleash the great Nicholas Mari into third place in the gold class. What a drive for Nicholas Mari today to find himself up on the podium. You love to see that effort from Nicholas Mari. Great race for you. We see Tarugo here. Tarugo has looked like he has just let Liam Curran through as he continues that recovery drive. Tyler Morgan is, well, he's closing that time gap on Gavin Cook because Gavin Cook is in the pit lane. So I guess that would be, is Gav out already? Gav is out already, and he held it in front of Tyler Morgan, so that's big for him. He has 16 seconds and 13 minutes to close that gap on Nicholas Mari if he wants to take back that pole position. I know for a fact that Team Braun Racing is going to need this, although for Morgan Motorsports, this is huge. Another great win for Neil Kerbel. Ooh, it's going to get a little spicy there as we see cars dive in each and every way. Gav ran a little bit wide. That's going to let Tyler Morgan get through. What a move by Tyler Morgan. We still see right behind him is Liam Curran as well. We got another battle on our hands. Let's get rocking and rolling. You love to see the action here at DRL. And we've got some action. We got Tarugo just kind of sitting behind them as well, not really trying to push it too much or get caught up in any potential chaos that may come, as Liam Curran is desperately looking to get past in any way he can. Tyler's going to be very smart here and just let these two get past him, and he is going to focus on holding on for 12 minutes to get a victory in the silver class. A much needed, a much wanted victory here, but we're still riding along with Liam. Liam is going to want to get ahead of Gav Cook here. Obviously, Gav Cook is not going to let him get ahead. That's what we call racing, folks, and we are watching racing happen right now live on our screen. That gap is increasing for Nicholas Mari, who continues to push the pace and hold on to third place. Liam is trying to get anything he can back. But yeah, as I was saying, Morgan Motorsports is leading the Constructors' Championship. This is huge for Neil Kerbel getting first place, and this is a huge point standing for Tyler Morgan if he can hold on to 7th place overall. Massive points for Team Morgan Motorsports, who's looking to hold on the Hirsch brothers and hold off Braun Motorsports, as well as we see these cars going side by side. This is the hairy part of the track. This is where we see contact made previously, and these drivers are going to expertly do it, expertly get it done. Liam is not able to get past him, unfortunately, but that was exciting wheel-to-wheel action right there as we continue to ride along. As Gav's going to spin. Woo! Unfortunate for Gav. Once again, he clips that curb. You accelerate on that curb and say goodbye to your traction, especially with 19-degree track temperatures. That is going to unleash Liam Curran as he looks to continue to make up pace. Gav Cook is falling down the order. He is falling behind Tyler Morgan. He is fighting behind Senior Tarugo and Professor Chronotis, who looks to continue to try to chase down Nicholas Mari. Let's not forget about Professor Chronotis. 10 minutes now. Can he get over into that final podium spot? We will see. Juan Lopez here is right behind. He actually looks like he got... No, he did not get past Gav Cook. He is trying to get past Gavin Cook. Thankfully, when Gav spun out there, he did not take out Liam as well. That would have been devastating to see. But here we are as we see Juan Lopez. He's continuing to try to close that gap and see if once again he can make a miraculous finish here with a huge win in the final laps of the race for the silver class. He's got to chase down Tyler Morgan. There's still quite a gap, so he's going to have to get past Gav quickly here if he wants to do that. Then he's going to have to get past Professor Chronotis. It is not easy when you're trying to win a race and you have two gold class drivers in front of you. That makes racing quite difficult. Car 714, it looks like, is off the track. No, that's Nicholas Mari. Nicholas Mari has spun a hairy rejoin there as he looks to hold it. He's got, that gap is closing now to Liam Curran. But thankfully for Nicholas Mari, he looks like he might have recovered fast enough. That's John Malott right there, who's trying to stay out of his way for the driver who is ahead of him. in the track. 7 seconds now to Liam Curran. A huge gap has formed to Spencer Braun. Spencer needs to close that gap because it's over 20 seconds now. We talked about the penalty possibility for Daniel Hirsch. He is driving that penalty unnecessary. He is pulling a Max Verstappen. He's saying, go ahead and penalize me because I'm just going to build up enough of a gap that the penalty doesn't matter. So this is big. So as it stands, it looks like Daniel Hirsch could be also holding on a last to first in his class as well. Let's hop on with Professor Chronotis. Professor Chronotis is right behind Tarugo. He's going to look to make any possible move he can to get this completed here. Going to leave a little bit of gap and look to get good acceleration out, get wheel to wheel as they go into turn number 1. Tarugo's going to put an aggressive defense on him, kind of swerve on the outside, elbows out. Chronotis comes out wide again. He's going to get into the mirrors. He's going to start making Tarugo think about it. Tarugo runs a little bit wide. I don't know if that's intentional to not risk his race or if that is just a great move by Professor Chronotis, so we will call it both. Professor Chronotis does get past Tarugo. Now he's going to continue chasing down. Tyler Morgan is his next target. 2.8 seconds ahead of him on the track as he looks to close that off. We're looking at Juan Lopez and Gav Cook. These guys are wheel to wheel. The timing chart says there's a 0-second gap between them, as then it's as tight as it gets, going down into a hairy part of the track. What will they do? Will there be any type of contact? There will not, and it looks like Juan Lopez is able to get that move successfully completed on Gavin Cook as he continues his charge to Tyler Morgan. 5 seconds up the road from him is Tarugo, who he's going to chase down to try to close the gap on Tyler Morgan on what would be an incredible victory for Juan Lopez in the silver class. So Juan has got that down by about half a second already, just through a couple turns, as he's going to keep going off Tarugo. He's going to have to get through some blue flag markers. Is that Cooper Atherton? It looks like that's Cooper Atherton that he might be looking to pass here. It is Cooper Atherton. Who would have thought the day that we're on stream here watching Cooper Atherton get blue flagged? Oh, how the mighty fall. And that is, I guess, just how it goes in these races sometime. Let's right back along with Professor Chronotis. We're watching him chase down Tyler Morgan. He's got this gap down to 1.5 seconds as he continues to close that gap here and see what he can make happen. We have about 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the race. It is midnight on the track as our drivers have raced into tomorrow, pushing the pace any opportunity that they can in the dark, scary weather of Oulton Park. Well, not weather, but the dark and scary track that is Oulton Park. It has really proven itself to be a challenge for our drivers here. Professor Chronotis is continuing to close that gap. He is down to under 1 second now as he's looking to keep the pressure on Tyler Morgan. Tyler Morgan cannot afford to lose any time with Juan Lopez closing that gap. Juan Lopez has got that down to 2.5 seconds on Tarugo. So once he closes that gap on Tarugo, his next stop will be either Tyler Morgan or Professor Chronotis, just a couple seconds ahead of them. So Tyler needs to find a way to not lose time, and will either let Chronotis through or be able to not lose time defending him. This is going to be crazy. We have seen Juan Lopez, when we were at Laguna Seca, be able to make an incredible final lap comeback. Tyler Morgan is just going to wisely let Professor Chronotis through. Juan Lopez, he has 2.5 seconds still to get past Tarugo. So Tyler Morgan is going to be cheering on Tarugo behind him to not let Juan Lopez through. Juan's going to have to find it done in the next lap or two if he wants to be able to close that gap, or Tarugo's going to need to massively pick up that pace so they together close that gap on Tyler Morgan. Outside of this, we don't really see too much action. If there's any drivers you want featured on screen, as always, just throw it in chat and I will happily feature them if I can. We're seeing Marian Satsara in the pits. I'm not sure what happened with Satsara. He's out of the pits now, so whether it was a little addition of fuel or we saw some damage, his race is unfolding. As we currently stand in our standings as we ride along with Juan Lopez, we are seeing in the Platinum class, Neil Kerbel with a commanding first place lead. Liam Curran is in second place behind him, and in third place we have Kyle Hirsch. That makes up our 1, 2, and 3 for the Platinum class. In the Gold class, we see Daniel Hirsch, who is 22 seconds ahead of second place Spencer Braun, and in third place we see Nicholas Mari. In the Silver class, we have Tyler Morgan, who's holding on in first place. We have Juan Lopez, who is quickly closing the gap to Tyler Morgan in second place. And Arturas Hermanis finds himself in third place for the Silver class. And finally, for our Bronze drivers, Tarugo is in first place overall for the Bronze, followed by Alan Leung in second, and Creamy Von Cream, who finds himself on a third place podium as it currently stands. It is looking good for Creamy Von Cream with that gap that he has to Seth Sara behind him. As we're going to see, Juan Lopez has got past Tarugo there. He has closed that gap to Tarugo. He has 3 seconds to Tyler Morgan and 3.5 minutes to get there. Woo! Will we see it happen? Let me know in chat. Do you think we're going to see Juan Lopez get past Tyler Morgan before this race is over? Is Tyler going to be feeling the pressure here? What will happen? We will find out together, live here at the DRL. We also see Liam Curran, who is closing the gap on Nicholas Mari here. We're going to pop over and watch Liam as he tries to make this overtake here, as we keep a close eye on the gap with Juan Lopez, which already has gone from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds. Liam Curran, I think this is probably the best he's going to be able to do, because Spencer Braun is 43 seconds ahead of Nicholas Mari here. So I think a P4 overall is the best that Liam's going to be able to do. But I think Liam will happily take that given how this race started, basically moving to the very back of the grid, as Nicholas Mari is not wanting to give this up, very aggressively defending, keeping his car all over the track, keeping the pressure on Liam Curran. I don't know if he thinks it could be Professor Chronotis, but he is fighting for his life out there. Professor Chronotis is only 13 seconds, is 13 seconds behind, so Nicholas Mari doesn't really want to do anything too crazy here and risk anything happening. Liam as well probably wants to, just keep an eye out for it, because you don't want to derail any more than it is, as he is going to throw it on the inside here, and he is going to get this move completed safely. We're going to hop over with Juan Lopez, because Juan Lopez has closed this to half a second. Once again, we are going to have an incredible finish here at DRL for the Silver class. Our Silver drivers have treated us to exciting battles every single race this season, and this is no different. Tyler Morgan is holding on to the first place lead that he is desperate to keep, with Juan Lopez, who desperately needs it for the overall standings. I think this would potentially put him ahead of Arturas Hermanis in the standings. If not, it would be close. So he needs this desperately, as he's going to have his car right behind. We're 3/10 behind him. He's as close as you possibly could be to Tyler's car here. He's going to keep the pressure on here. We're probably going to have this lap, maybe what we're going to have this lap, one more, maybe one after that, potentially. We will have to see, depending on where our race leader just started a lap. So he's going to have this one and one more. So we'll see where these guys end up working their way through, as Juan's going to have to line this up for any opportunity that he possibly can to get by. I know Tyler is not going to make this easy for him. This is their closest battle on the track. This is the one we will probably finish on as well. So we are going to continue to ride along with Juan Lopez to see when he will be able to make this move stick. We've seen it going into the hairpin. Great opportunities there for the drivers to make some kind of move. Will he wait and line it up there? Will he try to put some pressure on any of these turns and force Tyler a little wide? 40 seconds left. We're down to 0.4 of a second. Here we go. The final charge for Juan Lopez. Will he be able to make it happen? Let's find out here. I don't think we're going to have enough. 0.3. It might not be enough. We're going to work our way through the turn here. We're going to lead down to one more turn before the hairpin. Will Juan look to make something happen on the inside here? No, he's going to touch the grass a little bit. Not what you want to do as you're getting ready to line up that move. He's still able to hold it as 0.3. We're coming down the straight here. This is going to be the best opportunity for him. We're going to see car number 9 has come off track ahead. That is Seth Sara, who's pulled off the track. As we see Juan Lopez, is he going to look to make the dive here? He might be close enough to do. He's going to position his car on the outside. Tyler is going to hold a nice inside line. Juan is right there. He's not going to be able to get through here. Will they get one more lap after this? I'm not so sure. Juan is getting as wide as he can in the mirrors, do anything he can to get Tyler. He's going to look to throw it here. Tyler's going to hold the inside line, but Juan's going to have the outside line as they work their way down into the chicane. Tyler's going to push it wide to kind of get behind him, or to position himself defensively in front of him. There's nothing Juan can do here. Juan is stuck. Neil Kerbal has taken the checkered flag here, so this is it for our drivers. Tyler did take a little bit on the grass there. Was it too much? I don't think so. We're going to have just a few turns. Will Juan be able to make it happen? In Laguna Seca, he made it happen. Can he be the two-time Miracle Man, or will Tyler Morgan be able to hold off this defense and see what he can do? They're getting wide. It's a drag race to the finish, and Juan Lopez is not able to get past him. He finishes 1/10 of a second behind him. Incredible finish for those drivers. Oh my goodness. Whoo! A drag race to the finish, and Tyler is able to hold it. Bert is going to say GG Kerbal, and special shout out to Tyler Morgan for his first silver dub. $100 says he'll be first in the green room. He was probably in the green room going into that last lap just to be prepared, just in case. Let's take a look and see, is he in the green room already? No one's in the green room yet, so we're gonna keep an eye on this as our race just winds up here. What an incredible race tonight. I'm gonna need a second to just catch my breath here, but up and down the grid, we saw some incredible driving, some intense battles, some unfortunate finishes. It was just, we got to feel all the emotions tonight. From great racing, to tragedy, to mistakes, to an exciting drag race finish. This had a little bit of everything. Give me a second as I can get everything ready to go for our interviews. And it looks like Daniel Hirsch and Tyler came in at almost the exact same time. We got a few drivers in the green room. Give me a second to get this set up so we can interview some of our great degenerates here. All right, we are back here. Let's turn this game volume down a little bit. We are going to pull Tyler Morgan into the stream here first and chat along with Tyler Morgan. Tyler,
hello.
Welcome to the stream. How you feeling after that race? Congratulations.
First silver class win. Finally was able to get that knocked off the board, so I will not complain. Again, the only reason I am where I am is because I didn't get collected at all. I managed to avoid turn 1, I managed to avoid turn 4 or 5, and just was like, gone!
Yeah, we're actually seeing right now in the highlights that are playing on the stream the chaos that was in turn 1. But it wasn't just that. We saw a lot of drivers who get caught up in the chaos have great recovery drives. It was a longer race tonight, and we just saw a lot of mistakes from a lot of drivers, just dipping a tire on the grass, accelerating through a curb a little too much. So I can't think you can't count yourself out on how consistent of a drive you had out there. But how are you feeling in that final lap when you saw Juan, light up your mirrors?
Thankfully, I knew Juan was driving with a penalty because I saw him take out Daniel in the first lap. So, I kind of knew he was getting a penalty. So I was kind of asking him, hey, I know you're getting a penalty, but so I guess you can get ahead of me, but let's not do anything too crazy and ruin the chances of me basically finishing ahead of the checkered flag, which credit to Lopez for somewhat half agreeing to that, because the onus of me taking the checkered flag ahead of both Juan and Arthur's instead of taking it via penalty makes me feel just a little bit better inside.
Yeah, and it was such an exciting finish too. It wasn't really clear watching who exactly caused some of that chaos in the beginning of the race, so it wasn't clear to us on stream that Juan might have had the penalty. I see him talking about it in Discord as well. So yeah, but an exciting drag race finish. But here you are, a silver class race champion. What an exciting race here. What did you think of the track and the conditions?
I hate this track. It can be burned in fire, and the conditions at night were just absolutely torrent. So.
Well, it all played out well for you, Tyler. Congratulations on a great race, a great win tonight. Were you on controller here again?
Yep.
All right. And
I'm going to have to finish controller on the season because so far it's working.
Well, certainly after a race win, you're going to have to continue the streak.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Dan.
All right. Have a great night, Tyler. And for those of you in the stream here that do want to get in on the behind-the-scenes action, I will drop in our link to Discord. Join us on Discord, and we would love to have you in there. Chat with our drivers, or even race with us. Hey, who knows? Have some fun. Next, let's bring in the gold race champion, Daniel Hirsch. Daniel,
what's up, dude?
Welcome to the stream.
Up?
How you feeling after the race here?
Oh, dude, I'm feeling good. I feel like Kerbal is in another galaxy, though, but oh, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, Kerbal had an incredible race night, especially for someone who wasn't sure if they were going to race here or not.
Dude, I love this track. It's sweet.
Very on the fence about it. It's a tough track with the reverse grid. Where you're possibly making your way through some slower drivers than yourself. But all in all, it seemed like the chaos that we build it for. I saw you got caught up in the turn 1 chaos as well.
Yeah, I got clipped in the back. I think it was Juan told me he was sorry. I was like, I didn't even know it was you, dude. You might have gotten away with it. But yeah, I had no clue it was him. But he told me that he hit my fender and spun me.
But yeah, it was exciting watching your race. We followed along with you a lot tonight as you chased down Spencer. And, it was about 12 laps to get past Spencer. You put up some great defense. And you had great pace. You quickly caught up to Morgan, right on the back of Morgan. Unfortunately, ran into the rear of Morgan. And then once ahead, again, had to get past Spencer. But you were able to make it happen. And it looks like you probably built up enough of a gap where even if there is any penalties applied for the contact with Morgan, you should be safe. Were you thinking about that at all during the race?
I thought about that, but honestly, real time, I did not see the replay at all. But I honestly think he turned in on underbraking.
And I'm not sure.
Me.
And I'm not sure.
That's what I thought it was. Because
we haven't analyzed it.
Well, I wasn't there.
No, you were there.
Completely side by side, but I was like, I think I should have had something there, and the movement was under braking. But it could have been towards the apex.
Yeah,
so
and we haven't analyzed it ourselves. All we know is that there was contact that was made, and there's a chance penalties could be applied. And obviously, it's a decision for the stewards to look at. But I wasn't sure if it went through your mind at all, like, oh, I have this penalty and I need to build up a gap, because it looked like you just kept building and building and building that gap to Spencer. So I'm not sure if that was just the pace that you had on the track, or if you were really pushing it to try to make sure that you protected yourself in case there was any penalties applied.
Yeah, I feel like it was honestly the pace that I had, but it did help seeing that Kerbal was just so far away. I'm like, where is the time? I was like looking for the time everywhere, so trying to find something else.
Well, it was a great race. It was an exciting race again, as always, watching you and Gav and Spencer and all our gold class drivers battle it out there every week is so exciting to watch. And once again, it was a great race. It looks like you'll finish from a last to first in the gold class, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Huge achievement and a very exciting race.
Oh no, he turned in on the apex. That was all my fault. I just watched the replay. Sorry, Dino. Love you, Dino.
All right, well, thank you so much, Daniel. Yeah, we appreciate you, and you have a great night.
All right, you guys too.
All right, and finally, we are going to bring in our bronze class driver, Tarugo himself. Tarugo, welcome to the stream. How you feeling after an incredible race once again?
That was intense, but I feel good. It was a lot of fun. I'm a bit under the weather, so it was a little extra challenging to keep focus, and I made more mistakes than I would like to admit. But I had some good challenges with some fights with Leong. I had some. Sarah kept me behind him for quite a bit too, until I forced a mistake. Overall, it was a great race. I'm surprised I ended up as high as I did.
Yeah, it was very, obviously Oulton Park is a difficult track to begin with, very technical circuit. Adding the night aspect to it doesn't necessarily make it any easier for the drivers out there, as you're well aware. We saw a lot of people just make little tiny mistakes, take a little too much curb and spin, take a little bit of grass and spin. It's a very difficult track, all in all, up and apart. As you were going through the track, there's not a lot of great overtaking opportunities here. Was your strategy to try to force mistakes, or was your strategy to try to find an opening and get through?
Well, they were at the beginning, because I started in the back, and then I got a little fender bender with Creamy. I went back to the back again. I basically was just like, let me see if I can get this to flow, and start grinding and putting some pressure on. Once I passed the Tsara, Leong was putting up great defense. I couldn't pass him, and then there was that one left-hander where you downshift or you just lift off and go into the hairpin. I got him right there. Like, I chased behind him, and I tucked in, and I just said, I'll send it. Screw it. Let's see what happens. And it stuck. He slowed down. I took the corner. It was beautiful. So I would say a little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, that spot leading into the hairpin was the overtaking spot on the track for all the drivers tonight. It was where you either made a move stick. It's also the spot where we saw a lot of drivers go wide, because it is very easy to unsettle the car there, especially if you take just a little too much speed. You're kind of stuck. But a big last to first for you today as you continue a dominant run here in the bronze class. How are you feeling about the season as a whole right now?
Honestly, I feel good. It feels great. I'm so happy I did this race tonight. Like I said before, I'm not feeling the greatest, but this put me in a great mood, and hopefully I'll have a great rest of the week. Yeah,
it's your classic, like Michael Jordan flu game. You got the bucket next. You got the bucket next to the rig, but greatness does as greatness does, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Tarugo. Well, you have a great night. I hope you feel better for next week's race, and congratulations on a very exciting and great race tonight.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, and with that, we start to wrap up our race here. Exciting race up and down the grid, I feel like, tonight. Lots of mistakes that we saw made. We saw a lot of chaos throughout this race. I mean, we could put in together quite the montage of crashes and chaos and all that exciting stuff for the stream, maybe not exciting stuff for the drivers. But it was chaotic out here tonight. Let's take a look at our schedule quickly and see. We finished up at Oulton Park. Next week, we have a mystery track again. Where could it be? Nobody knows, but we will find out before the race starts. Light to the World Racing, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you thinking of us and dropping it in here. So we have our mystery track again next week. It'll be interesting to see where we wind up with the mystery track. It could be anywhere except Zandvoort, Laguna Seca, Silverstone, Red Bull Ring, Oulton Park, Donington Park, Suzuka, or the 24-hour layout of Nords. Any other track is on the board, or I should say is on the wheel that we will spin to find out where that race is. Thank you so much. Again, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon subscribers before we call it a night here. Without your support, we could not do what we are doing here. This has been a great race here at DRL once again, and we cannot wait for race number 6 next week at our mystery track. Thank you everyone who's been in the chat today. Bert, appreciate you. Turk, Chef, as always. Trevor Cat, thank you so much for joining us for the first time today. We appreciate you taking some time in your night to join us, and we have Sam also that we can give a little shout out to. So thank you everyone so much for once again a wonderful evening of racing here at the Degenerate Race League. Have a wonderful night.